Can 50 million naira really get me something in the Lagos real estate market? These are the questions I've been hearing oftentimes from my prospect or anybody just asking me for question, inquiry, or more enlightenment. And in this video, I'm going to break down three things 50 million naira can catch you in Lagos real estate market. I'm going to be telling you three different complete ways you can deploy 50 million naira into the Lagos real estate market. And I'm not just going to tell you what you can buy with that amount. I'm going to be telling you who it is for, the type of property it is, whether it's appreciation, capital preservation, cash flow, or more, and if it suits you perfectly, or you should go for the other options available. First, let me be honest with you. Having 50 million naira to invest into the real estate market doesn't mean you should just pump your money and buy a 50 million naira property. That's not the better question to ask if your money can afford this property. The better question you should ask yourself is, what do I want to achieve with my money? What do I want my 50 million naira to do for me? And with that, if you're able to answer that, it's going to help you choose a better property that fits your goal and timeline. Because 50 million naira can be used to pursue income, it could be used to own appreciating assets, it could be used as capital preservation, it could be used, to buy undervalued projects and develop it later on. You can do a whole lot from it with just 50 million naira if you know what you are doing, and that's why I'm making this video for you. Now let's get right into it. Option one is a leasehold project. So the leasehold project, this type of real estate investment allows you own income generating assets, apartment, one bedroom, studio, two bedroom, and so on, or whatever, without having you to own the land outrightly. You don't own the land underneath, but you own the unit or apartment for an agreed period of time with the owner. Every land has history from where it is coming from, where it's going, but you technically don't want to join the history, or you don't have that full capacity to purchase the land. Then you can go on a leasehold agreement with the owner, and in some cases it could be joint venture with someone that owns land, and you have agreement. Okay, I'm going to own this unit for a period of time. For example, with your 50 million naira, you could look at a properly structured lease project investment, and after purchasing it with your agreed terms, you could decide to use it for shortlet, hospitality business, or even normal rental. Or you can even decide to live there for themselves. Some of my clients who engage in these things are people that are not really based in Lagos, that purchase in Lagos. They're not really based in Lagos. They just bought the long list project and use their shortlet, that's Airbnb. Whenever they are in town, they stay there, and when they're out, they also put it in the market and generate income for them. And I know some people that are based in Lagos, they stay there, they just want to use that typical investment purpose for shortlet, normal renter, and so on. So with your 50 million naira, if you deploy it well, you can get like 3 studios with our current lease project that is currently selling. If you have 50 million naira, you could get 3 studios for 42 million naira, or you can go for 2 1 bedroom, that is 24 million naira each, or you can decide to go for 1 2 bedroom apartment, and you could put them out as normal renter or use it as shortlet on B&B. You can either manage it yourself or we help you manage it. Perfect. But then, this is where I want you to pay close attention. You don't just put 50 million naira and every year we generate X million naira. No, don't just chop into it because the offer looks attractive. You need to analyze it yourself. Is this return achievable? How do you want to achieve this? And also you need to ask, how long do I own it? What is the lease agreement period? Is it 15 years? Is it 17 years? Is it 20 years? Is it 25 years? Is it 30 years? Depending on the agreement and the amount you are paying, you need to know the number of years you are owning it for, and also do the mathematics. If you are using it for normal renter, how long does it take for you to get your capital, and also how long will it take for you to enjoy your return on investment? If it's shortlet, you also need to do your math based on lease occupancy rate and make sure that the mathematics is mathematics. Okay, another thing you need to put into consideration is, who owns the underlying property? Is the person selling to you the actual owner, or are they in agreement with the actual owner to sell? Do they have the power of attorney to sell to you, to lease the project to you, so that it will not cause story that touches the earth in few years from now? Also, you need to be careful. Also, you need to ask and clarify, who manage it? Can I manage it for people who want to manage by themselves? Can I live there for people who choose to also live there? What are the operating expenses, or is there any recurring fee that is going to be coming in the future? You need to be clear on everything before you get started. But with 50 million naira, you can own a cash flow asset with 50 million naira, and you can own more than one unit depending on the type of unit you are going for in Lagos with a long lease project. And that I feel that offer is very, very sweet. It allows people to own real estate, it allows people to own cash flow property without heavy capital. One of my prospects, he said he's 66 years old and he wants to go for three studio that is less than 50 million naira, which makes sense. He said, okay, I'm going to be getting this thing for 17 million naira. I'm 66 years old. If you had 17 years plus my age, I'm already in my 80s. Let me enjoy my cash flow. Let me enjoy my retirement. I don't want to buy an outright six. With that 15 million, I can just buy one outright six. But with this lease project, I can own multiple units. Imagine now you are deploying 100 million naira or more into this project. You know that you are enjoying a lot of cash flow. And for mostly, if you're using it for shortlet, within 3.5 to 4 years, you've gotten back your capital, and the remaining years is just for you to enjoy your return on investment. Massive, sweet project. Even as young person, it's a thing you could deploy your money into. 14 million naira can get you a studio. You already have an apartment that is generating cash flow for you on a monthly or a yearly basis without heavy capital. But then let's move to number two. Buy an apartment or a building outrightly. Depending on where you are buying, if you are buying in hotspot location, you are buying an apartment, a new building, you should know that 50 million naira can get you a studio apartment in places like on the mainland like Surulere, Yaba, and on the island, some places on the island, some few places on the island, or Ibejuleki, Axis, a studio, you can still get a 50 million naira for studio depending on where you are buying for. So you own this one outright, the meaning you own it for life, unless you decide to do change of ownership, maybe sell it or transfer it to someone else, but you own it. Some people like the idea of total ownership. Like, if I purchase this property, I also want my children, my grandchildren to benefit from it. If you're that type, you can also consider it. So with 50 million naira, you can get a studio apartment or even maybe one bed, two bed, a bungalow, depending on the location. It might not be a new house, but depending on the location you are buying. So if you are considering places like Lagos outskirts, some places in Ikorodu, some places in maybe let's say Yanopaja, some place depending on the location you are buying. 50 million naira can still get you an outright project you own yourself in your name. And you can decide to live there, like I said. You can decide to rent it out. You can decide to do shortlet with it. If you are buying in an hotspot location that it's going to sell for shortlet, then you can decide to go for shortlet opportunity. But if it is in a location that the demand for shortlet is low, so that the cost you are using to manage it will not be more than your return, I advise you use it for normal yearly renter, or you do whatever is so deemed fit for the project. Or you can get an outright project with that amount. So this is what you have to look out, especially if you're buying from a company, from a real estate developer. You need to look at the location. Is the location in a high demand area? You need to look at the title on the document to ensure that you're not buying a property that has underneath issue, government, brands, or even individual encroachment on it. You need to be very, very careful. If you're buying from a developer, the timeline of delivery, if you're buying an off-plan project, when are they going to deliver, the history of delivery, and so on. I've made a video about buying an off-plan project. You can find it in my old videos and watch it. It's so helpful and it's going to guide you if you are planning to buy off-plan projects. Or you could also reach out to me for a one-on-one consultation or guidance if you're looking to buy an off-plan or any other projects in real estate market. And also, one thing people don't put into consideration before they buy property is the exit strategy. You also need to look at the exit strategy. You only know that you don't know if your mind is going to change tomorrow. You could feel like, oh, I want to dispose this property later on in the future. You need to look at the property you are buying, if it has future resale value, if there's a lot of demand in that area, or if there's going to be a lot of demand. So you don't just buy a property and you get stuck at it. You can't sell it. It's not generating good rental value for you. You can't use that shortcut. The investment return is very low and you cannot sell it. So you need to look at your exit strategy way. Not because you want to exit, but just look at the exit strategy because that could be an option for you later on in the future. Now let's go to the option 3. Option 3 is for you to use your 50 million naira to buy either a land or a distressed building. Yeah, this is totally different from the two options we've been talking about because this option focuses on value, not immediate cash flow. If you are looking for long-term value, you are looking for capital preservation, then you can go for this option. With 50 million naira, you can still get a good land in Lagos around, Ogombo axis and downward, and Lagos mainland hotspot location in Lagos mainland. Not necessarily Surulere Yaba, but other places are also good and have good potential. You could also get a land for 50 million naira. So if you are going for a land, you could decide to buy and hold for some years 2, 3, 4, even before then, you'd have been hearing, oh, are you selling this property? A lot of offers coming to you. So you can decide to flip if you've made enough ROI that is good for you. Some investors, if they've made 50%, 100%, 200, 300, they can just decide to flip it depending on what you choose to. And some people be like, oh, I'm not selling it now. I want it to appreciate more, depending. Or you could decide to buy this land in Oxford location and decide to collaborate and do joint venture with someone that has the capital to bid. While you also own some portion in the building, the person developing also owns something. Makes sense. You have a land, you are the owner of the land, then you look for a collaborator and go for a JV. The other option is looking for a distressed buyer that wants to sell their property. Distressed buyer is quite different from distressed sale. Distressed sale could be negative because distressed sale could be there is something wrong with this property. I want to quickly flip it so it's not backfire on me. They're looking for who to sell it on. Maybe it has title documentation, it has ongoing legal issues, or so much. They just want to quickly dispose that property. That might be distressed. But a distressed buyer needs money urgently, not because the property is bad or something is wrong with it. It could be, oh, they want to relocate, I want to sell this property. Oh, I need money for other things, maybe to pump my business, to sponsor my school children, and so much. I want to dispose this property. So that's a distressed buyer. They just want to because they need money urgently. So you can look for a distressed buyer and buy the property. You could still get a building, a distressed building, or even old house for 50 million naira in some parts in Lagos. It could not be main Lagos, but places that still make sense, that is worthy of your investment. So you can buy the distressed say or old house, demolish it, wait it to appreciate, wait for some years to appreciate, then you resell it or develop it yourself. So you can see the question is, I have 50 million naira, what can I buy? But the better question is, what can I achieve or what do I want to achieve with this my 50 million naira? And that is going to guide the type of investment you choose. So if you have 50 million naira and you are looking towards deploying it into any of these projects I've mentioned, reach out to me on the number shown on your screen, or maybe not this project, some other ones. We could talk on a consultation and recommend the best offer for you. And also, maybe 50 million naira is not your budget. It could be 5 million, it could be 10, it could be 15, it could be 30 million, or even 100 or 200 million. Looking for something else entirely, that's fine. Send me your budget and what you are trying to achieve, and let's work out something that personally fits you and also your goal. Because I know real estate is not one size fits all. My goal, what I'm going to go for, is might be different from what your goal is and what you are going to go for. That's why I always encourage a one-on-one conversation to tailor what property or what real estate decision perfectly suits your goal. So reach out to me on the number shown on your screen for consultation and also property inquiry. And do not forget to share this video with someone this might be of help. You might just think you are just randomly sharing a YouTube video. You are saving them lots of mistakes. You are saving them to avoid making mistakes. So share this video, like, subscribe, and hit the follow button. Thank you and bye for now. See you on the next one. Bye.